If it wasn't for the occasional breeze, I would be dying right now. Not gonna lie, I really need a nap right now. Oh boy. Here's hoping that my legs don't fall off. Here we go. Hello fellow geeks and welcome back to Running Geek Girl. My name is Heather and I'm glad you're back because it's time for episode 4 of my 5K time trial journey. Now if you have not been following along, I'm going to have a link to my 5K playlist up here so that you can catch up on everything 5K related that I put out on this channel. And if you are new here, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the rest of this series. I decided to shake things up a little this week, did things a little differently than I've done in the past few weeks by including a fartlek run, a 1-mile time trial, and a real live 5K race. So let's go ahead and take a look at how things went. So today we're going to do things just a little bit differently. Instead of running predetermined intervals like I've been doing, I'm going to be doing a 10-minute warm-up and then about 20 minutes or so of a fartlek run. And if you are new to running and you don't know what a fartlek run is, then it's Swedish for speed play. And what you do is instead of saying, okay, I'm going to run fast for 90 seconds or however long, you're going to say, okay, I'm going to run to that stop sign over there. Or I'm going to run while I count to 30 and then I'll stop. And so you kind of pick up the speed whenever you're feeling up to it and then recover and then pick up the speed again. So it's a little less structured, but you're still getting your speed work in. So that's what I'm up to today. I am about to start my warm-up and then we'll get started with the runs. So here we go. Okay, I have done my warm-up run. I'm about to start fartlek run. So gonna pick some targets to run fast to and then do some recoveries and lather, rinse, repeat. So here we go. Not gonna lie, I really need a nap right now. Oh boy. All right, so that was a 10-minute warm-up, 20-minute fartlek, and 10-minute warm down. So I'm just walking a little bit more to cool down before I go inside and foam roll. And I'm very glad that today was a fartlek run because it gives me a little more control over how long the intervals are and how long my recovery period is without feeling tied to certain amounts and certain times, which is really good because I don't want to wear myself out too much today because the day after tomorrow I have a 5K that's here in town, my first live race in over a year. So by the time this video comes out, I will have had a video up about that. So make sure that you check the channel to see how that turned out. And I'm using it as kind of a test to see where I am halfway through this training process. Overall, felt pretty good with this workout. Getting a little bit of speed back without pushing it too much, because again, I want to leave some gas in the tank for later. And I am going to change things up again on my next workout. I'm not just going to be running a 5K since I'm doing that already day after tomorrow. So stick around and you'll see what happens. Catch you in a few days. All right, we're back once again. I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty sore today. Been pushing it a little hard on the strength training and did not recover well after the 5K this weekend because I had Battle of the Fandoms going on for Fandom Running Club, and so I was putting in some extra miles for that. So yeah, a little bit sore, but going into this anyway, we're gonna do a walking warm-up, then we're gonna do a 10-minute warm-up jog, then I'm gonna do a 1-mile time trial just to see where I am on the 1 mile. It's been probably around a year since I've done a 1 miler, and this is just to kind of give me an idea of how fast I could potentially do a mile, because then I can add time onto that and that will give me a better idea of how fast I could potentially do a 5K if I push myself just a little on each mile. So we're just going to do a little experimenting with that today. I'll do a 10-minute warm down and then a cool down walk. So that's the plan for today, and here's hoping that my legs don't fall off. Here we go. It is so hot out here and humid. If it wasn't for the occasional breeze, I would be dying right now. Warm up done. About to start 1 mile time trial. Left hamstring really sore, so not feeling real confident, but gonna see what I can do anyway. Hopefully I won't have to pull back too much, but let's see what happens. Let's go. That was 8 minutes, 40 seconds. Not my fastest mile, but considering how much I'm hurting, pretty good. I'm gonna try cooling down now, and then we'll talk about how that mile went. Be right back. I'm a little more cooled down now. So going into that mile time trial, again, was still kind of sore and tired from over the weekend. So going into it, tried to push myself into a slightly uncomfortable pace to see if I could hold that up. About a third of a mile in is when it started getting a little more difficult. Legs started feeling heavy. Left shin started getting a little twinge of pain. And I tried to sort of keep everything reined in until I could get to about that last 10th of a mile and then push. So ended up with an 8:40. Again, not really my fastest, off by about 10 or 15 seconds. But with this much pain and tiredness that I have right now, I just wasn't willing to push. It's not worth wrecking myself for the rest of the week. But they give me a better idea of how fast I could go a mile, so I can push a little bit harder when I am practicing the full 5K. So I learned a little something, but I really need to rest and recover, take the miles down for the rest of the week. Got a trail run planned for this weekend, and for my next speed session, I think I'm going to go back to a fartlek run, give myself a little bit more control over the speed and the recovery without the planned intervals. That's going to be it for this week's speed sessions, and now we're going to take it back inside. And so that is the past week in 5K time trial training. At this point, I don't know, I'm just so tired and worn out both mentally and physically. I'm not allowing myself to recover as well as I should, so I'm feeling just a little bit discouraged, despite the fact that the numbers are proving otherwise. But I really feel like I could push a little bit more, so that's kind of where I'm going to be headed over the course of this next week, is pushing just a little bit harder to see what I can accomplish. But before I can do that, I've definitely got to rest and recover before I hit the ground running. So that is my goal for the next week. As I said, I am going to be incorporating another fartlek run, and then I'm going to go back to some more intervals and seeing what happens there. So things are getting a little more intense, and I am trying to figure out when I can have that final 5K time trial, because when I was originally planning on having it, I am now receiving my first COVID vaccine. So I'm going to have to do a little shuffling around on the schedule to find out the best day that I can actually run it. But it is still going to happen, definitely. So make sure that you are definitely following this channel so that you don't miss any of the updates, and make sure that you are watching Susie over at I Run Things, because she is doing this 5K time trial along with me. She's doing a different training plan, and you can follow her videos and see how she is doing on beating her 5K PB as well. There's going to be a link up here and down in the description. You do not want to miss any of the stuff on her channel, so make sure that you are subscribed. If you're following us here and on social media, make sure that you watch for our hashtag RGG and IRT Run a 5K PB so that you can get updated on everything the two of us are doing in this time trial training. This is your second reminder that if you're not subscribed, to make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of the videos I have coming out several times a week. You can even hit that bell icon and be notified every time I update. You can also follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. You can find me across most platforms under the name Running Geek Girl. Thanks so much for joining me for another week. I will see you again really soon. Happy running.